Hello everybody and welcome to Newcastle Fans TV, where we have been thumped 4-1 tonight at St James's Park.
I don't need saving. Could you leave me alone?
Yeah, hello everyone. Difficult night as we are now. Frustrating. This is the last words. We're going to hear from Johnny shortly on the performances, the brilliant performances of Carl Darlow. Because if Gibraltar comes back and Carl Darlow's on that kind of form, and it's not the first time we've said that this season, 2 or 3 times now, there's a question mark to be made. So we'll obviously break down the game in a second. We'll have a look at the lineups, but let's crack on with it. Let's have a look at the lineups then. Again, no Miguel Miron, again not on that side. Question mark, why? Ryan Fraser's talked on international duty. Why is he not in the lineup? It's frustrating. I would like to see him start. Joe Linton on the right. No, I'm not having that, man. If you're going to play Joe Linton, right, he's got his critics, play him on the left. Hendrick, again, is Hendrick guaranteed a start every game? Because for me, he's not justifying every game. Bursts, yes, but not every game. The back four Lascelles comes straight back him, whether he should, because his form's a little bit hit and miss. Captain will always play, we know that. Krath got the nod over Mankiw. Let's have a look at Manchester United's lineup. Of course, look at what Solskjaer went with. Obviously, no Greenwood, no Pogba, he was on the bench. As Martial was suspended for his daft red card against Spurs. And I looked at that midfield and I thought, you know what, we can get at this. This is 3 points in the bag. We really could. That doesn't scare me, that Manchester United midfield. And we could have went second and 8.5 with 1. That's mad to think that the Toon could have went second. We'll check up on the league table later on. But let's crack on. Let's get into the game. And what a start we got into. What a start. 2 minutes in. And we are flying. We're 1-0 up. Manchester United have a thrown deep into their right-hand side. We pick it up. Allan Saint-Maximin feeds in John Joe Shelvey. Shelvey's got a bit of space. He's running towards Manchester United's defence. He plays in Emil Krath. Kraft crosses. It deflects off Luke Shaw. It cannons into the back of the net. Should De Gea do a little bit better? Probably. At least he's got an attempt to do it. But yeah, what Manchester United are down. We're off to fly. We're screaming. We're going to think, oh, this is going to be a great night, you know. But it lifted with because we got off to a fantastic start. But after about 15-20 minutes, the rest or most of the game was all Man United, and they thoroughly deserved to win tonight. I can't really question the performance of it. I think Man United deserved to win. I question the Toon's performance, because fuck me, we were awful. But you've got to say and look at the game and think, Ari, you're a Toon fan, but look at it as a neutral. Manchester United were clearly the better side tonight, and I felt, looking at their lineup, we could have got something. We could have went for that tonight. We could have went second, for fuck's sake. And that's early doors. But could you imagine being second? The lift it'll give as well after the performance against Burnley, which was brilliant, and you had the chance to beat Man United. Man United do not scare me. They're not the team that I grew up with in the 90s and the early 2000s stuff as a kid. But they got into gear. Fernandes isn't tight enough to Maguire for the equaliser. Just before they actually scored, Lascelles is all over the place and Darlow pushes it wide for a corner. Then comes the corner. Fernandes isn't tight enough to Maguire. Obviously, he's been in the headlines. He heads home. It's an equaliser. It's 1-1. That was on, what, the 23rd minute, roughly? But we had the best chance that we had after that was, what, round about the half-hour mark, where ASM cutting on his right in a pile driver, which De Gea saves. I didn't think ASM had his best performance tonight. I thought he's keeping the hold of the ball. He wasn't great tonight. But I'm not picking on just him. There's several people who were well out of it tonight. Corner comes in, round about 36 minutes. Darlow's flapping. Rashford's deflected shot is then cleared off Lascelles, so maybe he's redeemed himself a little bit there. And of course, Rashford had that shot in round about 2 minutes before half time. And of course, they had that rightly wrongly, is that the right word? Disallowed goal, which was rightly offside. And yeah, it was a great finish by Fernandes though, but he was offside. And going into the break, you're thinking, okay, it's 1-1. And we had a live watch-along stream for the first time tonight over on my sister channel, NFTV Extra, and we're live on Facebook as well, because we're going to play around with it and bring it to the first channel. We don't just want to put it on the third channel and just have a crap, you know. So we've been playing around on that, and I said it to the lads because I jumped on half time. If we play like that second half, we'll go and get beat. I've been proved right. You could see it miles off. We have to improve with performances. We can't play mint against one team and then shit the next. We've got to have a bit of consistency in our game. Into the second half, ESM Around about 6 minutes and a half, we came out a little bit brighter. We were brighter for the first probably 10 minutes, maybe. ASM's inside the box. He clips it at Wilson, who's free. He stabs it. You had to stretch for it, but what a save by De Gea, man. And I criticised him for the first goal, but that's a world-class palm off the line. Getting down there, palming it off the line. It's a brilliant save. Cannot deny that. And you're thinking, But it was how Man United really after that. You had to carry on with the VAR 5 minutes later. And now we were lucky against Spurs. And, Jamal Lewis brushes. And I say brushes because it wasn't strong, but Rashford's squealing like a pig, and it goes to VAR for a long, long time. It's delayed, and the longer it went on, you think the more he's going to give it Craig Post, because he goes over at the monitor, watches it back, gives a penalty, and I'm thinking, penalty, shock, Manchester United, yeah. But Fernandes, I thought he'd do his little shuffle, but what a save. What a save by Carl Darlow. I've got to give him credit for that. Brilliant, man. Brilliant performance. Palms at Toon. Pushes it away, and we're all celebrating. Come on, we're all on a fucking high. Think, right, that's the turning moment. Bruce, get your fucking sub sorted out. Get Joe Linton off. Get Miggy on. Get Fraser on. You brought Fraser on in the 70th minute, but Darlow was injured, and Darlow was still performing miracles, saving, and the lad's injured, and there was obviously a lot of debate on the bench. You're going to take him off because it could cost the Toon. Gillespie was warming up. For me, I would have took him off. Obviously, that doesn't matter now. The goals and stuff weren't his fault, but I would have personally taken off an injured goalkeeper, as you cannot run the risk. But, it spurred us up a little bit because Shelby had a pell driver, which De Gea saved. But Man United then, obviously, cranking up the pressure because Bruce just thought, you know what, I'm playing for a draw here, which frustrates the fuck out of me. You've got Manchester United, not the team that used to be, your weak midfield, and you're hanging on, you're sitting the fuck park in the bus, which is frustrating the fuck out of us. Go for it. This is a team, right? I know we're playing a little bit indifferent with forms up and down, but we're coming into this game 4 unbeaten, playing a team. Go for it, man. Why are you parking the bus? It's a draw. At home in Man United, that's not what we were about, man. It's not what I want my team to be about. 85th minute. They went 2-up. Rashford's running at Lascelles. Lascelles is just backing off like Stephen Taylor used to do in the back in the day. Little slip ball into Fernandes. Fernandes puts a top corner. Goal. 2-1. Almiron comes on then. It's too late for Almiron to come on. Bring him on earlier, man. Why is Almiron out the side? It's strange. It's very strange. Jamal Lewis is just asleep. I've already picked up on Jamal Lewis's defending before already this season. Wan-Bissaka plays a 1-2 and Lewis isn't even watching him, he just lets him go past him, and Wan-Bissaka blasts it. I know we're 3-1 down, the game's over, but Jamal Lewis is still learning, credit granted, but I don't think that'll be Paul Dummett. If that was Paul Dummett, I think Dummett watches his man. I think Dummett's the better defender. I think Lewis is better going forward though. And it was game over. Lascelles gives the ball away, almost another goal, poor by the captain, and then it was 4-1. I mean, Fernandes has all the time in the world. There's knee pressure from anyone in midfield, from Fabian Schär, who would come on for the injured Hayden. Midfield was just standing there, all watching Fernandes ping a ball over at the top. Kraft's position and body shapes all over the place. Rashford runs through and grabs his goal, and it's 4-1, and it's game hour. And like I say, disappointed because I really, really did feel we could have got something and gone for it the night. Go for it tonight. Disappointed with Bruce's tactics massively, because I actually think that, never mind that's a point drop, but I think that could have been 3 points thrown away tonight, because he could have went for it. You really could have went for it, Steve Bruce. But we'll hear from the Toon camp in a minute, but I want to get Johnny's thoughts on Carl Darlow, because it's the only positive tonight, and I want to talk positivity. He's got to be staking his claim now, and I'm not Darlow's biggest fan. I think Dubravka's brilliant, and for me, I would bring Dubravka straight back in. I'm just like that because you know you're getting better quality. But does Dubravka deserve to come back in because of Carl Darlow's performances? I'm going to hand over to Johnny for a minute or two.
Well, as you've seen tonight, Carl Darlow made a fantastic save from Bruno Fernandes' first penalty miss tonight in a Manchester United shirt. But who is going to be the number one for Newcastle going forward? Steve Bruce has mentioned in his pre-match press conference the other day that Dubravka has suffered a little setback in his injury. And Darlow will be Newcastle's number one for the foreseeable if he's not out with the injury that he's picked up today. Whether Steve Bruce should have taken him off, I think he should have done. He looked injured, put Gillespie on for 20-25 minutes. It's not the end of the world. but he has saved Newcastle tonight with some good big saves. It could have been 6-1, as Manchester United lost 6-1 last time out. But it's a big debate now. Does Karl Darlow keep his place? Has he done anything wrong? I don't think he has. I think the goals that he's conceded, he hasn't really been at fault for them. And he's made some big saves. That Spurs game in particular, he was probably man of the match for Newcastle. And he got us that point, really. I know VAR had a little bit to do with it, but it was a big point for Newcastle when you look at the table. Now, Dubravka, we all know his qualities. He has been brilliant for Newcastle for the last few years since he signed in the January when Rafa Benitez was in charge. Now, I think Steve Bruce has got a big decision to make because both of these keepers are on big contracts now. And can you drop Karl Darlow? Has he done anything wrong? No. But is Martin Dubravka the better goalkeeper? That's the question that Steve Bruce has to ask. And I arguably think Dubravka is still the better goalkeeper. And for me, when he's back to his fitness, to his match fitness, he starts for me. And I think he probably edges it over Darlow. Probably very unfortunate for Darlow, but it's a harsh game, football. And I think when you've got someone like Martin Dubravka on the side, you have to play him because he probably gives you that extra couple of percent over Karl Darlow. Nothing to take away from his performance tonight. It wasn't his fault that we lost 4-1. Without him, it could have been a lot worse. But it's a nice problem for Steve Bruce to have because he's got two very good goalkeepers. It's just a shame he hasn't got a lot of attacking players to choose from or to maybe make a difference going forward, because I think tactically tonight, I think Steve Bruce has a lot of questions to answer today because Manchester United were a wounded animal and he really bottled it tonight, in my opinion. But get your comments in if you think Karl Darlow should stay in goal over Martin Dubravka, or do you agree with me when Dubravka's fully fit, he comes back into the team? It's now back to Lee for the rest of the last word.
Right then, so there you have it. That is a wrap, everybody. Sorry I'm a bit agitated tonight, but like I say, I feel we're throwing it away a little bit tonight. We'll move on. Sadly can do, isn't it? Keep an eye on NFTV Extra, of course. Lots of stuff on there. If you haven't seen the videos early on tonight, scoring the players and our reaction, go back and check them out. And thank you very much for supporting us, all your members as well. Haven't forgotten you as well. There's a video coming your way for the members in a day or two, so stay tuned for that. Ta-da, everyone. Bye-bye.